Check. Yeah, guys, welcome to the second edition of Behind the Sink. In case you guys don't know about Behind the Sink is a series of very, very casual conversations we have with people from the industry. We talk about music, DJing trends, festival ideas, lineups, what's going on in town, what's not going on in town, and you'd like it to go on in town. So apart from us discussing, we also take on a few questions for people who are online. So guys, if there's any questions, drop us. And let me start by introducing the guests. Somalie, DJ producer, socialite, born brought up in Dubai.
Yes, sir.
He knows everything in Dubai.
Not really, man.
I've known him for so many years. He's been through a 9-to-5 job, publication, marketing, sponsorship, and now a resident DJ. So we're going to get into how and why you did that. And Deian Markov, all the way from Canada, now living in Dubai. What, 10 years, bro? 6 years.
I know everything about you. Come on.
6 years is groove, so I thought you stayed here a little longer than that.
No, my sister was living here before me for like 7 years, but I moved here 6 years ago.
Nice. So Deian is the brains behind Grew on the Grass. We're going to get into his head to figure out how it started and what goes on in his mind 1 month before the big day. So thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for doing this. I know it's a heavy weekend, and thanks for taking time and coming. So yeah, let's start.
Thanks for having us. This is a cool concept. I love it.
Thanks.
No, seriously, that's cool.
I used to live in the Greens, and I have had I've had raves in my kitchen, and I think a lot of people have back in the day, like the Greens. This is kind of like a DJ booth, and then you have a dance floor. Like that's how the Greens is set up. And I used to have raves in these little apartments. And we would turn off the lights and allow smoking inside, and it was terrible. But it was a lot of good times.
Yeah. I think Greens was made for parties. So anyway, let's see. So yeah, first question to Somalie. So like I said, bro, I've seen you go through a 9-to-5 job, and now you're full-time resident DJ. So tell us how and why did you do this?
Oh man, it was a strike of luck, honestly. Like, you know how when we were starting out, we would DJ like friends' birthday parties and stuff like that. You know, we would play certain music that we won't play generally when we're DJing outside. You know, and one thing led to the other. Somebody heard me doing something somewhere, and honestly, all I had was my old hip hop collection. You know, it started off with that basically. You know. And
yeah, I know. I've seen you DJ in almost all genres, right? Dubstep, hip hop, drum and bass.
Yeah, I was part
when we were doing Trilogy, you were doing dubstep and drum and bass.
Correct.
And then
respect a real DJ, not a purist.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I love that shit.
Yeah, bro.
So it was, what you're saying is it was just a natural thing, and it just came to you. And actually, my next question was
and to be honest with you, sorry.
Yeah.
Matt, almost all the music. Look, you're a DJ as well, and you're a DJ, and I'm sure you guys have got a massive collection of like, different sorts of stuff, and you find that everything is influenced by the others, or you know, there's always some sort of a correlation or a connection.
Of course,
you know.
Of course.
Prime example, I think, with techno and dub techno, where there's like a very close similarity between that and reggae, and like there's a big following, you know, on the dub scene, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just goes around, you know.
Yeah. So my next question was, did these residencies come to you, or did you actually decide, okay, I'm going to become a resident, and then go knock on doors saying, hey man, I want to be, because a lot of young guys over there, they want to become resident DJs.
Yeah, sure.
So how does one go about this?
Honestly, bro, I am the laziest person you can ever think of. Almost all the residencies I got were all offered to me, like somebody knocking at my door. Are you available on this day? Are you available for the rest of the month? Are you available, you know, for a year? And I just look at him and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, but I think, more or less, one of them I might have knocked at a door.
Yeah.
Only one, honestly, only one, and that was a Bliss Lounge. No, Bliss Lounge was offered. There was one after that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, hey
so
guys,
where all are you playing now?
I've got the Black Line,
yeah,
small English bar down at the H Hotel, and I have got Mo's on the 5th on Tuesday. So I do jazz and hip hop and like neo soul.
Nice.
On Tuesdays over there.
Nice.
And now Wednesdays I've got another place coming, but I'm not really sure.
What's neo soul?
Oh yeah, it's like D'Angelo, Erykah Badu, Yeah.
I like that.
It's not bad. It's pretty cool, like jazzy stuff.
Fuck jams.
So true, bro. Yeah, but you keep it a bit.
That's the way I know the genre.
Educated fuck jam. Yeah, because you're still being a musician.
D'Angelo.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, it's not slow jams.
I know D'Angelo.
So trying to be a bit more educated. Like,
does Genuine fit in there?
Yeah. Well, no, Genuine is wet. It's like straight up like raw sex music.
Yeah.
Like there's no way in hell.
Okay.
If you don't drop a Genuine.
That's not neo soul. That's fuck jams.
Raw sex music for whom? The DJ or the guys partying?
Yo,
I don't know who parties to that.
One. Yeah, right? To be honest with you, I feel awkward every time I drop Pony.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And
it's a good kind of awkward, though.
Clubs here, majority are guys, right? So a lot of the times I'll be dropping Pony just because I see like a couple of girls, and I'm like, yeah, girls.
Gotta drop that
Drop
Pony.
it like it's hot. And then I would see guys like getting it on every time until today. And you'll find like serious looking dudes like flat caps and like, yeah, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Suddenly you drop Pony and the dudes are like, yeah, no man, no bro.
Nice. So we're going to get into, I'm going to even ask Deian because he freelances and you're a resident DJ. I'm going to get a bit of both, how it is to be in Dubai doing freelancing and resident DJ. But before that, tell me, are you able to musically express yourself with the residency, or you find yourself sometimes playing for the crowd, or you balance it out playing something that you need to educate them and something that also for the crowd?
Very good question, bro.
Yeah.
I struggle with that all the time because, okay, man. So I told you earlier about this party that I was DJing at last night. It was like a semi-private event. You know what I mean? The money was really good. Like I could not turn it down. And again, same thing with somebody offering. Said, listen, for these 3 hours, I want you to play this type of music. And I'm paying you this much. And I'm like, yo, that's the easiest money I could ever think of. Again, yeah, I think most of the gigs that I get, of course, obviously I get to dictate what I'm playing, but within like the confinement of the night itself. Like say on Tuesdays, if I'm doing like jazz and hip hop and neo soul,
so
I'll stick to that. But obviously, it's the stuff that I like at the end of the day. Like I'm not gonna have music that I really don't like.
The question was, I mean, how you balance it out. I mean, educating the crowd is one thing, and then of course keeping them there and making sure the bar does well is a whole other thing.
So absolutely.
It's a big thing to balance it out.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
I struggle. No, I don't struggle, but I get that a lot when I'm doing hip hop. It's like I do only old school hip hop.
Yes, I know.
Where I go to, they only want to stick to something. They don't want to listen to anything post 2002 or 2003.
Yeah.
But nowadays, there's a really cool.
Why don't I get invites to these places?
Because you're always working, bro. Man. You're always busy. You're always busy. You're always shit. Always doing
That's my shit.
Right? He's always on something.
I don't listen to house and techno, man.
I honestly
play it.
I know. We spoke a lot about it before. I know, man. And I'm keen to hear about what other things.
Ideal residency be though? Like if you ideally, I know where you don't get dictated or other people don't dictate it. If you did have a residency, where or what would it like to be?
With all due honesty,
what genre of music would you like to play?
I think 6 months ago I would have told you house. 6 months ago I would have said house, but now honestly, like I hip hop, house.
I mean, you always your love was hip hop.
Yeah.
From the time I've known you. We did
started off on hip hop.
Wu-Tang gig. You played for that. So your roots have I mean, as far as I know, you're always been inspired by hip hop. In fact, even dubstep and drum and bass kind of comes off from that.
Precisely, brother. There was just a natural transition.
Yeah.
Especially seeing dubstep itself easily was a natural transition. Yeah.
So, Deian, I mean, give us, man. I mean, freelance DJing. I mean, are you able to express yourself as much? Are you able? What do you feel in Dubai being a freelance DJ?
I feel like my job has always been to bring in kind of a personality into the music that has a different perspective than what is accessible and playable here. And I think that's what people book me for, and that's what they expect when I go there. They expect me to actually play something that doesn't fit into the general requirements of their standard club night or their brand. For example, I go around and I play at all the different brands. I play at Deep Lake, play at Blue Marlin, I'll play at Chiringuito,
yeah.
I'll play wherever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I adjust to the environment. However, I'm always playing something that I love. You know what I mean?
And you feel the balance.
Important.
You feel the balance is it's a lot more comfortable in Dubai. I mean, are you able to?
I mean, sometimes I compromise, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm playing at a big club like Base, for example, which is a new spot we're doing things.
Correct. Yeah.
It's a super club, right? And the people that are in there, they're not yet educated yet. However, you try a few things out, and I mean, like Somalie, I'm not a straight line, and I really love all different types of music.
Yeah.
And you can, like, I had a little stint with techno music for like 2 years, and I don't even know where my head was at, because now that I'm out of that, I'm like, holy fuck, thank God, I have so much more color in my sound, and I can do so many different things. But I do prefer to always make sure it's some music I like.
Of course.
I'm never gonna. Sometimes we take the piss and drop a track just for the shits and giggles with the boys, you know, like. And just to see
like
the
that.
crowd reaction, take the piss out of the crowd
like
once in a while, you know.
Yeah, dude, I love it.
Sometimes it's that. We just make sure we're having fun.
Sure.
And the party is fun.
Sure.
That's one thing that needs to be
Always.
Yeah. If you're not having fun and you're taking it too seriously and you have some fucking attitude and like, oh, pay attention, everybody has to be in the know of what I'm doing. No, man,
Correct.
it's a party.
Yeah, I always say, I mean...
And in Dubai, people are here to party and have a good time.
Of course.
Absolutely.
You just have to deliver a good vibe.
Sure, and
That's
I always say
doesn't
that
matter what club or genre, it just has to be a good vibe, and if the people are having fun. That's it.
And you need, like you said, you need to be having fun. At the end of the day, DJing is a job, but it's not a job.
Absolutely.
The moment you treat it as a job, you're done.
Yeah. So true. Wise words, bro.
Yeah. So, as a freelance DJ, the newcomers in Dubai, everybody wants to get gigs in different places. Like, you know, what you do. What would be your advice? What should they do right?
Oh, you know? I'm very sorry to say, guys, but unless you sell your soul to like a promoter who will pay you nothing and put you on at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. It's a really tough market, right?
Yeah.
People are so clingy and grabby and desperate and like, oh man, I don't know. I can't really say much more about it, but they're possessive over their DJs, and you know, realistically, what it takes to get a gig in Dubai, it's pretty sad. All you have to do is attend somebody's event 10 times, be in their face, bring 5 friends to their party, and then make sure you're liking their shit on Facebook, and then, you know, they'll probably book you. They don't even care. As long as you look nice and, you know, like, it doesn't fucking matter here. There's no regulation. It's terrible. And there's a million bedroom DJs who, you know, and promoters pick up on this, and they recycle them. They pick up, like,
it's true.
I introduced somebody at Groove on the Grass because
I was just going to say,
style.
I mean, you did something pretty cool in Groove. We'll get into Groove later, but you know, a couple of seasons ago, we did the Tag Heuer.
DJs, they pick up bedroom DJs that have like 10 or 15 friends who are following them because they're passionate, you know? Like, oh, bring your 10, 15 friends. And the guy's like, yes. And then it winds down because they burn them out. And then they just find the next bedroom DJ. The smaller promoters do that kind of thing. So if you want to play small gigs, it's easy. All you have to do is support the promoter that you like, and that's pretty much it. It's not about music here, sadly.
But that's kind of win-win, right?
Because depends who you are, though, right?
Because it's a win-win, right? Because the bedroom DJ now has a place to perform.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then that exposure doesn't pay bills.
Sorry.
And for the promoter, he gets to book somebody, and he's got music for the night, right? So you got to think it both ways as well, right? So for you,
I think in both ways. I'm opening a club, which is going to be like zero politics. It's only going to be mute. And with Groove on the Grass, it's never been about who supports me or whatever. It's always been people who are suitable for that music and are good musicians and also have a positive attitude. And that's all it takes for me to book somebody. It's good music, fitting with the actual artist that's playing, the international, and a good attitude. That's it for me. But in terms of other promoters, I know that their style is different. Some people are only about music, you know. There's purists in the scene as well. But as a majority of the scene, I would say 80 or 90%, it's in that format where it's like about support and it's not really about music, which is for me why I'm opening a club, because there needs to be a lot more evolution of music here, and people need to see the real business, not this petty kind of bedroom DJ promoter kind of lynching their crowd kind of thing that's going on in the market. They need to see a real party that's programmed with the quality of sound, not doing it on a budget in a makeshift bar somewhere. Doing things properly, from curating the music from the start to the finish, the whole experience, the way that you use the lighting, the way that you're using the sound, the way that you're using SFX, all this kind of stuff has been missing for a long time, and people have their perceptions of what they think is right, but I think with the right mix of people, which are here, you have amazingly talented people, and you take the advice of all those people and you collaborate, then there's going to be good products in the future. This is just a phase for Dubai.
Yeah, but I'll ask you something now, bro. Like, I hate to be that guy who's always pessimistic about it, but I've been around.
You've been here for a while.
Yeah, man, I've been around here for a minute, man, and I haven't noticed I haven't seen like a significant evolution or progression in our scene. I think, all right, man, I love what you're doing on it, with all due honesty, man, since day one with Groove. Like, aside from the fact that I actually enjoy every party, it's I look at the little details. Like, every time there's a change in the lineup, especially when it comes to the local DJs. That's the number one thing for me, more than anything else. Internationals, it's all right. I've been there.
We have our favorites, though. Over the years, we've had our favorites.
Yeah, we always, and we'll travel to Europe. We see them all and this and that. But like, showcasing local talent, like, is a huge factor for me, man. And actually, a lot of the times I rock up early.
And I was just going to say, I mean, there's not many promoters in Dubai who give that importance. Like Deian said, the music matters. Who's playing the right sound? In fact, I was just going to say, he discovered, and I think I can speak for him when I say he loves this guy. That.
Actually, that was Warren. Warren suggested him to me.
We found him on that DJ competition. And
no, that wasn't him. That was Mo Ezebi.
Okay.
That was a reference from Warren.
Okay.
He's one of a kind artist, and I really love his music. So, I mean, he's actually probably one of my favorite artists. If you're watching, Sadat, I don't hate you. I love you.
He's cool.
What up?
Hey guys,
Max, come look important for a moment. This is Max. He's gonna play around with cables for a while.
Try attempt. What's up, big man?
Paul Joseph. This guy played a killer set last night at Mutech. Respect.
Ooh. Man, I was DJing in a questionable part. I'll tell you about it later.
Questionable.
You and Nasrawi stole the night. Good one.
I'll tell you about it.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to what we were just talking about, I went for, I'm not going to take names, went for a local night with an international act. And how programming is so important, because the warm-up DJs didn't have a clue who the international act was. No idea. And we walked in a little early to actually see the local acts, and they were absolutely nailing.
Happens all the time.
And you're just like, guys, there's and literally I've never seen the international act came on, and he had no clue where to start, because the guys before them were totally off. And I'm just like, programming, like, you're booking, just because you're booking international artists doesn't mean you know how to throw, like you were saying, a good party. You gotta somehow keep that vibe going. So I think that's also the other difficulty with your local talents as well. Once you do give them the opportunity, they need to also know what to do, who they're playing for, they need to do their research as well.
But I'll tell you what, bro, sorry about that. See, again, the local guys, probably if he's a younger dude, he's still learning, you know what I mean? So you take him through the learning experience as well. Like, again, it's the promoter's fault. The promoter's fault. The promoter needs to know who is he booking and if he's booking that person. Sometimes it can even happen that he really books a younger guy or a veteran DJ who's like inclined within the same style, but doesn't know how to actually do a warm-up.
Exactly.
Thing, but doesn't know the warm-up. You can always like, hey bro, calm down a little bit, next time do this, next time do that, like, you know what I mean? That's actually learning.
I mean, half the time, like Deian said, most of the time when people are most of the promoters are booking a warm-up DJ, they're only more interested in how many people you're bringing. They're not worried about
They actually don't care even how you play, because they expect your set to be empty. They're putting you at a time where they know nobody's going to show up, but because they put your name on the flyer, they want you to promote to your friends, and they hope that because you're an up-and-coming and starting artist, you have that natural support system behind you, because you're not already absorbed into the community, and you're fresh to your friends as a DJ. They're like, wow, and it's disgusting. Really, I hate that.
Yeah,
you know, I don't book people for those reasons at all.
Yeah, of
I
course,
book people for music.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I see everybody and other. You know, like it's a really frustrating trait that Dubai has.
Sure.
So there is three types of promoters here. I think I would say there's the promoters.
And neither of them is helping.
There's the promoters who are open-minded and do bookings for the music, which is I would say 2 or 3 or. I won't name names, and they will give everybody who plays good music an opportunity. So there's the musically oriented promoter. Then there's the elitist / very narrow-minded, like my way or the highway, and here's my small clique, and we're the best, and nobody else can be part of this. There's that, but every scene has that. And then you have obviously the guys who exploit, up-and-coming small DJs because they want to take the small crowd that they have. You know, that's realistically how it works. And then you got the clubs, which obviously have their residency pool, and things get pretty nasty there as well. Like you can't play this person thing or that. It's not very healthy yet, but it's maturing. You know, like it's getting better, and I think that people. I don't burn any bridges, and I keep the lines of communication open. Yes, we have fights. We have fucking crazy situations like over the years, you know what I mean?
We're human.
but it's just like a boys' locker room in a sport, you know what I mean? You fight and then you're friends again, and that's the reality of how it has to keep going for this infant stage of the scene. But eventually people, I feel, should be open to collaborating. There's no reason why this club and that club should be booking the same style of artists. Just fucking call each other. I'm going to book this style of artist, and I'm going to book this style of artist, instead of trying to split the market. And major clubs are doing this because they're scared to talk to each other because they're hiding behind, I would say, insecurities. And they're too proud to call up this big owner and this big owner and that big owner. They don't want to talk to each other because they hate each other. They're in competition behind emails and phone calls with agents. Instead of sitting together, I speak to all of them and I say, this is what you should be doing. And that's how it works in Ibiza. That's how it works in any markets where shit is real. You know what I mean? Wow. People sit together, they cut up the pie, and everybody has something to eat. Otherwise,
makes sense.
Boom, let's just fucking stick a knife in it and like see what happens and just make a fucking mess. And that's what it is here.
But that's what it is. That's also the other question here, right? Which is, again, if you're a promoter throwing parties, at the end of the day, you've got to have a middle line where you're doing your passion as well as you got to think about making money as well. So
of course,
I mean, so that has to be perfect. And I think in Dubai,
to know what works for your crowd.
So I think Dubai, in terms of the scene, people are sort of losing the plot with why they originally started. It was all about, the music, the scene, and the passion, and it's sort of now deviating into the fact that, I just want to get the billing and, get the money off, and that's what it is. And I guess that's why the scene, like how you would like for, everybody to be good together and
everybody, honestly, out of all the promoters and all the club owners, everyone is a really nice person. There's a few assholes for sure, okay, that are just they shouldn't even be in this fucking business. But there's the majority of people are really, really nice people, and if they were to communicate with each other, I genuinely think they would have understandings, and there would be some really nice plans, and the market needs to strategize instead of conquer and divide. And it's just, I don't know. That is the biggest challenge, is the type of personalities, the business ethics in this environment. I don't know why it's like this, but in every other part of the world, people are working together.
Sure.
Like in major markets.
We come from like different countries and different
nationalities. Yeah.
Just the culture.
Do you think this region has something to do with it? Like the style of the style of like business goes back to like the political agendas of the countries
not really political agenda, more like a cultural thing where
the cultural differences.
Like say, for example, somebody from a certain country is raised not to talk in a certain manner, and then you speak in a certain manner.
Right.
They might find it offensive. Prime example: our driving in the country, bro. Right? I mean, you find that somebody from a certain nationality likes to like tailgate. all the time, thinking it's cool to tailgate. I find it super annoying, for example. Or somebody who's like comes from a country where it's all right to drive.
I used to be a good driver, but now,
Yeah, I mean,
when I came from Canada, I was driving 50k, and now no blinkers.
Major clash, or
no seatbelt.
I think the cultural clash. First of all, we're not really a melting pot yet.
Okay.
We're more just an idea of like different.
People are still divided,
together,
a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely sure. Like, I'll give you another example. Probably now, one thing you don't know, I'm actually I'm from Sharjah, bro.
You
understand, home.
Get home.
So, for example, bro, like if all my homies, for example, not even my homies, like somebody from Sharjah decides to become a promoter and starts throwing parties, and I almost
in Sharjah?
Like, I'll
don't take it up.
One day, inshallah. By the way, so
sick.
Yes, you know what I mean? Like,
that's real though.
Growing up, I mean, the whole Sharjah Dubai, even being born and raised in Sharjah, there was a divide between Dubai people and Sharjah people. Like, whatever we did, maybe sports, music, and it was like, if the Sharjah kids came in and they were like, oh, who do you think you are? And like, oh, you're from Sharjah. And you're like,
dude,
seriously? Like
this part of the heritage of this country is super interesting, man, and I love it because there is real roots here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And like it comes from Sharjah, from Satwa. There is crews, and like there was a whole scene going on, right? And like in the 80s and 90s and coming up,
that's exactly the plus point,
right? This stuff was going on, right? Activities like crews, feuds, drama.
But that's what it is. Also with the whole everybody coming from these different cultural backgrounds and things like that. But that's also great for music, for instance, because everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe Sharjah, Fujairah, wherever you've come back with so much, like from Canada or Sharjah, India. Like, I mean, everybody now has so much to bring here, and I guess now finding again in UAE, finding a platform to actually showcase this is what I think everybody in UAE really needs to work on, is getting that art form out, the music, and
just
getting that right.
Communication well enough, for us to like really talk well to each other. And that's it. But I think, like I said, it's just that this whole cultural thing probably, and I also feel like a lot of people don't feel like they belong here.
Yeah.
Yes, you guys live here, so you belong here. The country is so welcoming, man, to everybody.
Of course, everybody's just trying to do a good job, and I don't like seeing people hiding behind emails and fighting it out with agents. Like, instead of just talking together and like, let's have annual meetings, or even like quarterly meetings is necessary, like industry quarterly meetings with like the top owners of venues and outlets and brands.
I know you. At least you try to do something.
We try to do it with the independent market. With the independent market, we try to communicate, and that's actually going quite well. The communications. Anybody who has a weekly event is just head down, and they don't care what other people are doing because they got their agenda. But they should care, because if you're doing a weekly event, don't just put your head down and program blindly just because you have a weekly event. So fuck everybody else, No. Communicate and see the style of artists that they're booking on that night, because just that slight difference will get you a diversification in the crowd. For example, if somebody that somebody's going to be booking a deep house act and it's a major competitor of yours, you can go slightly more tech house or techno, or more like open format, even depending on the styles that you're into. I mean, if you have the possibilities to be flexible with your brand, you should be communicating so you can be flexible and book something that's for that audience, or not.
And I noticed that with weekly promoters, like the successful ones are the ones who are always able to adapt, work around, their schedules and stuff like that. Yeah, and they've been successful.
True.
Some of them.
Yeah, but before that, let's we'll get into groove quickly. Let's chat with Deian about groove. So tell us, dude, how did it? I mean, I know this question. I know the answer to this question, but anyway, how did it all start? 6 seasons ago.
Groove on the Grass started with I came to Dubai and we were going to 2 clubs only. We were going to Trilogy and 360, and I didn't have any friends here, but I was raised in Toronto, like with the likes of Carlo Leo, the Junkies, Nathan Barado, Dubfire influence, and Steve Lawler influence. That was the era I came from in Toronto. So I was like, all right, I love raving. This is my shit, And I came to Dubai, and there were some kind of parties like Audiotonic was doing their thing, Trilogy was doing their thing, Buff Weiss at the time, and then Home Events. You guys were doing the upstairs, the Red Room. So the first party...
Red Room and the Terrace.
Yeah, the first party I ever attended was Mark Broom. And that's where I met Lisa, who's a fellow Canadian now living in Amsterdam.
Lisa. Shout out to Lisa.
So, what up? She's... Oh, hey, Lisa. Hey, babe. So we, with Lisa and Warren, so I met Lisa. I jumped the gun there and said somebody's name. So with Lisa, it was like an instant connection because she's Canadian, and we actually were raised in a similar town for a little while called Peterborough, Ontario. Which is like a non-musical, like super white trash redneck town. Sorry, friends from Peterborough, I love you guys. What? But it's super dodgy there. Like, as soon as I arrived as a young immigrant, people were fierce with me. I had to fight every day at school. It was my parents were permanently in the principal's office. That's why I'm such a dick. I was bullied. Anyway, so me and Lisa were. We were like, wow, you're from Peterborough? What? You like this kind of music? Amazing. So and Lisa was like, these are the parties. This is where you need to go. And I was like, thank God there's parties. Like, this place is really boring. Like I'm not having a good time here. I didn't want to live in Dubai. At that time, 6 years ago, there was not much happening. It was post-recession. It was a ghost town. It was just right after the recession, 2010. So it was like abandoned Lamborghinis, like alien world. It was like a dystopian future, and I was like, I don't belong here. And then luckily I met a few friends. So Lisa was the first one, and then she introduced me to Warren, Warren actually gave me my very first gig, and everyone who knows Warren knows that he's one of the pillars of the city in terms of charisma and energy and personality. It's everything. Full package. There's not much else you can say about the guy. He's part of the roots as much as you. You guys are also furniture, like. But
we're furniture that owes him a lot of debt.
Yeah, I think your original furniture, Warren and Adam, like new coming, but like the originator still, right? Like a lot of things sprouted out from Warren, right? Analog Room, all these things they start from Warren. Groove on the Grass with me. I mean, so this is how it happened, right? So me, Lisa, and Warren got together, and Lisa was like, let's have a party. That's Lisa. Let's have a party. And she's like, we're like, okay, where? She's like, I got this golf course venue. And we're like, okay, cool. Well, Warren, what can you do? He's like, well, I'm in film. I can produce events. I can do the production, and I have my Indian mafia connection. So we'll do a makeshift kind of production for you. And we'll produce everything. I can do it all. We're like, perfect, because I can do the bookings and the marketing. This is what I know. I went to school for advertising, and I love the music, and I have connections in the industry already. Let's do this. So we did a small party, which was the first one was with Anya Schneider, and we were expecting like 100 or 200 people, and we had about 700 people.
And I keep telling you this always, for me, the best party. Really? Yeah, I love that. That spot.
That was wild.
That spot was amazing.
Yeah. For me, it was the Damian Lazarus one.
Yeah. The second one, yeah.
No. I meant more in terms of the vibe and that place. That place where he had the first party was, I don't know, something about that place. The way you had to take a buggy. You had to take a buggy into this dark road.
Yes. And then people were scattered around the golf course because they couldn't find where the fuck they were.
Exactly, man. That was really cool.
Yeah. People were doing naughty stuff in the dunes and stuff. Oh, really man. Cool. So anyway, that's how it started, and here we are. Fast forward 6 years. Great. I mean, we're running 2 stages, hitting peaks of 4,500 people at the events, and introducing the artists who have been my heroes and idols, and now they're very much part of the fabric that has helped develop different part of the scene. I wouldn't say the whole thing, but has pushed things in a good direction from our part. You know,
Right.
so that's what we do, and we're gonna keep doing it because it's moved into realistically, this event has never been a money maker. And it's always been a cultural development project. That's how I look at Groove on the Grass. That's what drives me. If it was the money or the competition, this is a shit market. I really don't like working amongst the kind of bad energy between the promoters and the bidding wars and stuff. So with my experience and my network, I would move somewhere more healthy. But what drives me is seeing that there is a cultural development for music and art and fashion and just creative thinking, and like that's why I do this, and that's why we all do it, is to get people out of their comfort zone, to try something different, to listen to something different. That's it. That's pretty much the driving force behind the event. And you're going to see a lot of diversification in our music.
Yeah, I was just going to get into it. I mean, since season 4, you started the
DJ thing is overdone. Like, I mean, there's so many times you can listen to X DJ that's come here 3 times in the year because he sells tables and whatever. Sorry, I'm not going to book him. Like, he's not of interest to me. I don't care what he sells. Like, I'm not in that market. I don't give a shit about who sells what. I care about bringing people who are going to inspire and do something new for the community and keep inching further and further.
Sure.
So that's the ethos behind the event from an organizer perspective.
So from season 4, I think you started the 2-stage concept, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what goes through your head when you're curating 2-stage? I mean, I know it's been how, if you're doing house in one floor, you're doing techno on one floor. Are you going to maintain that? Are you going to change it around? I know you've got plans, so
I mean, it's a natural progression of any festival or mini festival style event. It has to start with obviously one stage, and then if you want to diversify the program and be more flexible, then you have to have a second area, a third area, fourth area, fifth area, sixth area, depending on the style of event you have. And for me, in the beginning, it was about doing a harder sound in one room and a softer sound in another room. And now it's more about pushing boundaries with the style of music that we're going to be introducing, and we're definitely going to be opening up to a lot of things that I've always booked, things that I love, so I might step away from that a little bit because the event and overall the scene has different demands than myself. The event is bigger than me and my personal taste. So we're going to be bringing in consulting from a major festival in the UK. One of my best friends is a brand manager, and I strongly believe in her vision of helping grow markets and also helping grow cultural kind of projects like this. And I can't say who she is or the festival, but they went from 5,000 to 60,000 people in 5 years.
Wow.
And it's a major festival that has won global awards. And my really good friend, the brand manager.
So she's coming on board?
She'll be coming on board, yes, for season 7.
Nice.
And we're slowly transitioning into giving more access to people for different styles of music. We were very niche with the style of music that we had for the first few seasons because it was my taste, Lisa's taste, Warren's taste, and we're just like, let's do things we love, but now we identify that there's huge pockets of the market who also need support. They need artistic support, and there's nobody doing things for them because promoters have dropped the ball because it might have not been profitable or blah blah blah. I feel that every stone needs to be unturned, and you need to tickle everyone's fancy in order to inspire an audience for art and music. That's very difficult because
absolutely,
art is subjective, and the amount of genres of music are just so vast. But if you get into the kind of the parent genres of all the subgenres, there's a lot more to explore there. In terms of indie music, in terms of hip hop, things are happening more and more, and they're not here. Everybody's battling it out for the table selling DJs, and that market is already established. It's nothing new. And for a cultural development project to move forward, you need to introduce new things. So that's what you can expect from Groove on the Grass in the next coming years. We're going to do our very best. Who knows? We might not survive. People might not get it. But that's a risk I'm willing to take, because my goal is not to commercialize the event in a way that works and we know is tried and tested. It's always to push boundaries and to do things that are edgy and pushing Dubai to a new level of understanding music. So yeah, sorry, long-winded. It's something I'm passionate about.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
That's why I do this.
So I mean, you've been to pretty much every group. Yeah. So who would you like to see at group? Who would you like? Well, you know the.
Go with your flavor though.
Yeah.
And
go with one thing I want to tell you though. Yeah. I like what you guys have done specifically in the last 1 year, because you guys realize that Groove has become bigger than just booking artists that you like. You realize that it is something you guys hold a social responsibility as far as you're getting a good number of people who are there for the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oops. Yeah. So you're there always to get the right number. You guys got always a good number of people who are there only for the right type of music and for the right music. So. Or they're only for the music. So, I mean, that's one thing I really liked about what you guys have done, specifically in the last 1 year, where now it's not just...
It's baby steps. Baby steps.
It's not just artists that we like, you know what? We might also like other artists, but are really crucial to a scene that has not been catered to, or has been forgotten, or somebody just didn't do it the right way. So that's actually really good, bro. I actually did mention to Warren, after you guys...
Who do you want to see, man?
Oh man, after you guys booked Nicholas Yar twice now so far.
Yes.
Which is amazing. That's
DJ
when I realized
set,
Did you like the DJ set or the live set better?
Dude, I was inside. The first time, again, I was inside Magda. And the second time, I was also inside for tennis and Nightmares on Wax. That was... wow. Honestly... Wow, man, that night. Only because I also looked at it from a music curating. If I was also a bit jealous, because I was like, oh man, this is exactly how I pictured it. Maybe a little bit of disco in there, and then give me some house music and some techno and tech house later. And over there, we'll have some good electronica. I think personally, the next artist, man, I would love to see, and I told Warren, is perfect for the main stage. Bonobo, man.
Oh, ouch!
I know.
You know why I said? Okay, wait. Okay.
No comment.
I had a feeling.
No comment.
No comment. So
it could be.
That's it. It will be a game changer.
Yeah.
Personally,
he's obviously an inspiration. About my personal taste in music, I don't really listen to club music at home. I listen to a lot of ambient, and I do listen to rock and hip hop, which is the shit I was raised on before I got into electronic music. So if you see me driving around, I'm always listening to hip hop only, but not rap. I'm listening to hip hop, and also at home when I'm concentrating and working, I'm listening to ambient music. And Bonobo has always been. For any kind of situation in your home comfort, you know what I'm saying? Bonobo is somebody you can play at all times, at all situations in the household, but also I think it's class, and it's also just beautiful music, and it's definitely somebody we've been working on for many years. And just like all of our bookings, people have not been convinced in this market. It took 2 years to bring Richie Houghton here for the first time, and look what's happened now. He's opened up. He's playing at Blue Marlin. He's okay with the infrastructure of the market. Nicholas Jar was 2 years. We've been working on Bonobo for 3 years, and I can't say anything, but realistically, that's a good choice.
I knew
a really good choice.
I knew at one point you guys had it in mind. I knew you guys had it in mind.
He's always been top of mind. Yeah. I really love his music.
I knew it. I'm just waiting on it. Hopefully one day.
Inshallah.
Well, okay. Well, next Groove, December 15th. Yeah.
Oh, we haven't talked about that.
Yeah. Next Groove, While you're talking about that, tell us what goes on in your head 1 month before the event. We're almost 1 month before the event.
1 month before the event, when we haven't launched the event, it's like, fuck. Jesus, really? We're doing this again last minute? Lastminute.com, like releasing the lineup 3 weeks before the show. I don't like doing that, but we're so anal, and I'm going to use the word because it's true. We're so anal with the lineup, and we have a very difficult time with artwork. It's been our biggest challenge in the last, I would say, 3 years to get an artwork where we feel we're like expressing the ethos of the event and giving people a taste of the event through art. That's always been a stumbling block for us in this market, and finding artists who understand and also can paint the picture for you, you know what I mean? And that I've always wanted to include local artists for our branding, because it has to come from within. And we've had challenges at times. We've had to go to external agencies and switch designers like 50 times. It's been our most challenging thing. But also building a lineup which you are 100% comfortable with and happy to put out there, that takes time. So yes, December 15th is our next Groove on the Grass. We have an incredible lineup across 2 stages again. So we will be releasing that next Sunday or Monday, depending on how long the artwork takes. But December 15th, yes.
On a personal note, are you happy with your team?
My team? I mean, now my company
Your
is...
answer is dependent.
I'll give you an answer.
Getting that pizza.
I'll give you... Oh, we got the Hawaiian pizza. My team is always changing.
Members also, like mentioned.
Yeah, so I mean, building a strong team is a hard thing to do in this market. that are there for the right reasons, because people in Dubai, they have different reasons that why they want to be involved, aside from cultural development and like genuine unconditional support. You know, everybody's got their ulterior motives, and when they get what they want from you, you see a drop in the loyalty, or you know what I mean, like aspiring DJs, for example, who get a chance to play a gig and then they're like, okay, that was my chapter with them because I got what I wanted, now I'm moving on. And reading those people better has been a challenge, because people are very two-faced. I wouldn't say two-faced, but they're very good at disguising their real intentions, and that's one trait of Dubai, is you find all these fucking actors who come here, you know, and change their life. And I'm all of a sudden reincarnated and forget who I was when I moved from that place. I'm now this new person with these new dreams and hopes, and I fucked it up there, or you know, I want to forget about my past and be a new person, you know. So you get all these fucking actors, right, in Dubai, who are like, yo, I'm all of a sudden this, and this is who I am, and they're building their life from scratch here, even though they're like 35, and you're like, yo, what happened till you were 35, motherfucker? What were you doing? You know what I'm saying? So you got all these people, right? You got tons of people like that.
Oh man! Ooh.
But then you have people who have roots, and then they carry their roots with them forever, you know? And they're not embarrassed of their mistakes and all the fuck ups they had before they moved here. And that's the kind of people I try to find. The people who are like the same person they were before, but improving themselves in Dubai. You know, not like a reborn, like you don't know about their past before they moved to Dubai. Yeah. So that's the kind of individuals I'm looking for. You know, and I think everybody that works with me now is an example of that. Yeah. You know, Adam has brought his passions. Adam has brought his passions from.
He's taking names now.
He brought his passions from his country. He's been doing this longer than all of us. Yeah, you know what I mean? And he's a rock star back home, but I mean here he does what he loves, and he just does what he loves. That's it.
Yeah, and that's a ninja rock star, you know. Yeah, he's good for us. No, seriously, man.
But that's the kind of people I look for. But yes, it's extremely challenging because you know, that's the kind of team I want. I want real people. I don't want people who are just going to bring me business. I want people who are there for the right cause, without ulterior motives, and they're there for the struggles, for the ups and downs, for the failures, for the dramas, for the fights, the crying, the fucking fighting, all of it, you know, because that's what it is. Our business is child's play. If we're partying all the time,
Sure.
You know, this emotions flare during these kind of things. Dramas. Who hooked up with who? Who hates who?
That's the drama that we're dealing with.
It's like that.
It's real.
Who supported that DJ and who said that my set was shit and who said that I don't know how to mix and who said this and that and like, oh my god, you know, it's just fucking high school, right?
Yeah, bro.
I don't care. I enjoy it. I want to be a kid forever.
Okay,
but yeah, you have to find the people you love.
I think we're running out of time, so what we'll do is we'll just open up for questions. I know people can't see.
I want to ask.
There
Adam
are people on the other side.
I came here to ask Adam a question, and I'm
okay.
That was
go for it. Go for it. You can ask the question. Yeah. Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
Sure, go for it.
The only reason why I agreed to do this is for me just to come through.
Oh wow! Let's do this.
Adam, the balls. Yeah, man.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I owe you a huge debt of gratitude, man, for myself as well, man.
For what?
Because like since way back, bro, with you and Om, and you know, you guys have been doing your thing at the time and booking me and getting me gigs, and you helped me also promote my own parties, if you remember.
Yeah.
Back in Trinity.
Yeah, in the Red Room, the dubstep nights with Ollie.
I had that one, and then I branched myself, and I did one or two as well by myself and stuff. And yeah, man, you were there from the get-go, bro. You were there from the get-go, supporting me and stuff, which I will never
Adam,
forget.
come in the camera, bro. No, come. Come on, because we have to talk to you because realistically, Adam is one of the founders of the electronic music scene in Dubai.
Big time. He doesn't say it.
We need to hear about this because before, you know, all the clubs and before the death of the first wave of clubs, before the recession and stuff, Adam was here.
And the record shop, remember that shit?
Tell us about all of this stuff. The things that people in Dubai don't know about because they just come in the last few years and they see the landscape that's now. Tell them about before, you know, the days when you
don't tell them. I have my question.
When Jamie Jones was 500 euros and getting 0 people. Tell us about those days.
And Sven had 400 people?
Oh my God.
Tell us about the days, buddy.
Okay.
Tell us more.
My real question is, bro, don't you get bored of this shit? Don't you get tired of this shit? Not bored, just tired of this shit. Like
man. I mean,
grafting.
Like Deian said, man, if you're not doing this for the passion, I mean, money. I don't even know when last I made money off this, but
that's exactly what I'm saying.
I keep doing things and saying, it'll happen.
Adam, let's not kid ourselves. You made more money than me last year from Groove.
But not.
By the way, all of my staff make more than me, so that's okay.
That's because, motherfucker, you live in a villa, so obviously you pay a fuckload of rent. How would you expect to save money?
No.
No, I mean,
marketing. That's where I make my money.
I mean, I meant more in DJing and making music than of course, yeah. So
bro.
Yeah. So
don't you get tired, man?
Yeah, no. Actually, I don't. I just feel like doing something else, hoping people will get it. So yeah.
Listen, bro. Once I reach the 10,000 dirham threshold,
save me a slice.
I lost 10,000 dirhams. I'm quitting.
Why don't you take a slice?
Slice, give me that. Yeah, man. Yeah. So absolute respect, bro. So you actually still do it.
Thank you.
I'm very respectful for that.
Thank you. I mean, I was the only reason that we also wanted to have you here is because, man, you've been through almost all genres, man.
Yeah, man.
Literally all genres. You're in a band.
Yeah,
I've seen you in death metal shows.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Dude, no way. It's like yeah.
I played the bass for jazz, heavy metal, death metal, the reggae. I had a residency playing bass for a rock and roll band. Yeah, at a bar, at a questionable bar in Dubai.
Questionable bar.
Yeah, and we would play everything from Creedence Clearwater. Yeah, man, like all that kind, and like proper, and man, yeah, dude, that was a cool one. Oh wow. Shit. Yeah, we go way back. Side story, dude. This guy ruined my high school years. I made the mistake of stealing his Walkman.
Walkman.
I stole it. Yeah, man. He had that fresh Sony Walkman at the time. I wanted
not even a Discman.
No,
a
Walkman, but it was a Sony, bro, and it was fresh. Anyway, I made them.
Still have that. Can I have it back?
No, bro, you took it. I got caught. Fight caught me. Oh, the class bully. The class bully caught me. The class bully caught me, and he called me harami for the next 3 years. Harami, which means thief or chor. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. That ruined my entire high school years.
That's literally how we had to grow up here. We had to steal tapes. There were no record stores here. You couldn't get music, and that's literally how. If somebody got we couldn't afford tapes back in the day, and that's literally how we used to go around. It's like if somebody had a fucking tape, we'd be like, okay, I'm stealing this. There's no way you're buying this.
Mixtape, huh?
That's how we did it.
Man, so my uncle, my mother's first cousin was a DJ here, and then he ended up going to the States and. Like whatever, he ended up with the wrong people, and then he turned religious because obviously he steered the wrong way.
We're breaking things in the kitchen.
And I used to actually steal CDs from him because he had all the fresh shit. But yeah, man.
I think we had like one CD store on
Music Master.
On Wahda, right?
Yeah, Wahda, Music Master.
Was it Stallion?
Stallion Records.
Stallion Records.
They sell Arabic and a little bit of English. But then Music Master came along.
Music Master, That's like we had
the 50 dirham CDs and the 20 dirham tapes.
Exactly.
Man.
Wow.
Those are the days. And the funny thing is, at the time, when we were kids, they would like everybody like nobody knew about the parental advisory thing that you can't sell it to kids. We would buy all those tapes, Snoop Doggy Dogg or whoever, and I would only look for that sign. I'm like, oh, this means they're swearing on that tape.
Okay, so let's wrap.
Shall we do the questions? Do we have time? Yeah, we'll do 5 minutes of questions, guys. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
Feel free to ask, baby.
Anybody?
Me, today, I actually got a fresh bunch of tracks that I've done. I'm probably going to do an entire set of my shit. Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, I was honestly waiting for this just for me to get everything through. I got my masters today. I'm like, oh yeah.
Nice.
Sick.
All right.
Let's hear that. It's a bit late to ask you, but what are you playing with?
A tractor, bro. No.
We spoke. We're good.
Zico, Kitchen Sink crew, all on time. You know, he actually gave me a professional call 3 weeks ago. Are you free on the 16th of November, Somalie? Bro, yeah, it's going down. Oh yeah, we're quarterly inviting you over to Kitchen Sink. Like, yeah, cool, bro. Thanks.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, before we go, I mean,
promo.
No, unfortunately, not yet. I will send it to you.
I send it to you. I was like,
we have a first release coming out mid-Jan. Kitchen Sink Records. Yeah, that's the artwork.
Yeah, respect.
Wow.
Oh yeah, baby.
So that's the first release. Acid Run. I got a Fairmount remix as well. Yeah. So that's mid-Jan. I'm going to send you guys the promos. If you like it, please add it to your set.
You got a Fairmount remix.
Yeah, your Fairmount remix. Yeah. So that's mid-Jan. Look out for it. Again, thanks a lot. Let's have some fun.
Thanks for having us, dude. Bro, respect.